Have you ever looked at a product and thought, I could build a business around this? Well, today we're diving deep into how you can tap into the world's factory. We're going to demystify one of the most powerful and, yeah, sometimes intimidating paths for any entrepreneur, importing from China to India. We're going to break it all down for you, step by step.
So, you've got that amazing product idea buzzing in your head. You've heard all the stories about the incredible opportunities, the innovation, the seriously cost-effective sourcing you can do from China, and you're thinking, hey, could I actually do that? But then, reality hits. The questions start piling up. Who can I possibly trust over there? How on earth do I handle customs? Is my money safe? Suddenly, it feels like this huge, complicated maze. And honestly, for a lot of people, that's right where the dream stalls out. But it really doesn't have to be that way.
We are going to give you a clear roadmap to navigate all of this. First, we'll explore what we're calling the China import dream. Then, I'm going to hand you a simple 6-step map to follow. After that, we'll get into exactly where to find your perfect product, answer some key questions, and finally, get you pumped and ready for your very first shipment. Okay, first up, the China import dream. Let's talk about why this is such a massive opportunity, but let's also get real about the obstacles that you might run into. You know, there's a very good reason China is called the world's factory. The sheer scale of production, the variety, it's just a huge opportunity to find products that can literally build a business, and often at a price that's almost impossible to find anywhere else.
And here's the other side of the coin, right? These are the exact questions that keep people up at night. Finding a supplier you can trust, making sure the quality is what you paid for, and navigating what feels like a minefield of customs, these are totally legitimate fears, and you need a system to tackle them. So, how do you handle that risk? How do you turn all that complexity into a clear, manageable process? Well, that's what this next part is all about. Your 6-step import map. Seriously, think of this as your personal GPS, taking you from the factory floor in China right to your doorstep in India. And here it is, the entire journey, all in one place. You can see it really just breaks down into 6 clear stages. We're talking sourcing, samples, production, quality checks, logistics, and finally, customs. Let's quickly touch on what each one means.
So, the first 2 steps are all about discovery and, so importantly, validation. You find potential factories, you negotiate, and then, critically, you get a physical sample in your hands. Let me just say this. Never, ever, ever skip the sample phase. It is your #1 defense against any quality problems down the line.
Okay, you love the sample, it's a go. Now you're into production. This is when you place the full order, but your job is definitely not done. You've got to stay on top of it with constant follow-ups and, this is key, quality inspections during and after production. That's how you make sure the 1,000 items you ordered are just as good as the 1 sample you approved.
And finally, the last leg of the journey, logistics. This is about getting all your stuff, maybe from a few different suppliers, into a warehouse, packing it into 1 shipment, and then handling all that paperwork for shipping and customs in India. I know, this is the part that often feels the most complicated, but it's actually a super well-defined process.
All right, so you have the map, you know the steps, but where on earth do you even begin to find these suppliers? What's the starting line for your big product search?
Well, you've really got 2 main paths you can take. You've got wholesale markets, which are absolutely perfect if you need a bunch of different products and you don't want to buy thousands of each. They have a low minimum order quantity, or MOQ. Then, on the other hand, going direct to factory is your best bet when you're ready to order a huge volume of just 1 specific product. Speaking of wholesale markets, you absolutely have to know about Yuo. This place is legendary. It's called the world's biggest commodity market for a reason. I mean, it covers over 32 square kilometers. It's the ultimate place to go if you want to source a huge variety of things in smaller quantities. Another massive hub you should know about is Guangzhou. It's gigantic, but also incredibly well organized into specific product categories. So, if you're looking for something specific like electronics, or maybe apparel, or leather goods, Guangzhou is basically a one-stop shop where you can find tons of suppliers all in one place. Okay, time for a quick fire round. Let's tackle some of the most common, most crucial questions that pretty much every single importer has when they're first starting out. So what is India actually buying from China? As you can see, electrical machinery and mechanical appliances are a huge piece of the pie. That's about 50% combined, right there. But look at the range. It's everything from organic chemicals to plastics, furniture, and toys. And here it is, the billion-dollar question. What is the secret sauce?
Really, why are products sourced from China so often way more economical than from pretty much anywhere else?
You know, what's so fascinating is that the answer goes way beyond that old myth of just cheap labor. The real cost advantage is a whole interconnected system. Of course, economy of scale for mass production is huge, but it's also things like government tax rebates that lower the costs for exporters and a world-class logistics network that gets products from a factory to a port with incredible speed. It's the entire machine, not just one part.
And look, if this all still feels a little overwhelming, just look at this number. Experienced agents and businesses have handled over 15,000 successful shipments. The point is, this isn't some scary, uncharted territory. It's a well-paved road that thousands of businesses, just like yours could be, navigate successfully all the time.
So, we've covered the opportunity, we've talked about the risks, you have the map, and we've gone through the details. Now it's about turning all this knowledge from a plan on a slide into a real-world shipment with your name on it.
And I want you to really let this sink in, because this is the key takeaway. When you have the right process and the right partners, this isn't some exclusive club for giant corporations. The whole thing can be simplified so that even a brand new startup can start their import journey from day one.
You have the framework now. You have that 6-step map from sourcing all the way to shipment. So the only question left is the one that kicks off the entire adventure. What product will you search for first?